We are going to present the benefits of having a goat, fencing and living conditions needed, food and health issues.
They're a clean animal and healthy to eat.
Not that we would.
Yeah, we really don't want to have to eat our lawnmowers. They're better than having our John Deere tractor around because these are mowing all the time. And I don't have to put gas in them, so that's a real positive. These animals are definitely a clean animal to have around to eat. You don't have to worry about these having health problems from eating them, because not only that, they're not like a pig or something like that. You're not going to have to worry about getting any nasties from them. But as far as goats go, they're very, very low maintenance. You don't ever have to worry about them. As long as you keep them safe and watered and fed, they'll pretty much take care of themselves on their own. And they're just a great positive to have around. Plus, if something comes around, they'll let you know about it. Now, when it comes to fencing, I would encourage you to get some of this welded metal fencing. This what we use is 3x2 rectangles. This is good fencing. It's held up good. The goats do not get out of this type fencing. Another thing that I would recommend is, if you wanted to, is use for wood slat fencing, like privacy fencing. We done that, and that's a great option too. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money on the wood fencing, this is definitely a great option, is using the metal wire fence. When it comes to having a structure for your goats, one of the easiest things to make is what I'd like to call a lean-to. You can make it out of either 6 pallets, or you can make it out of 3 really long industrial 8-foot pallets. And what I done with mine, being that I work at a trucking place, I took 3 pallets that were 8 foot long and 4 foot tall, and I took 2 of them and made a squared edge. And then I made this other one just kind of a leaned off. I took rubber mud flaps, recycling. I took rubber mud flaps, nailed them home with roofing nails, and this has made a great home for our goats. And they don't need a lot of space as far as the sleeping area. This right here, like 6 or 7 goats can sleep in this. And I've also made them a large square box house in the back that whenever the winter comes and it gets really cold, I put hay in that further back of the house, and they go back in there and lay down.
Let's continue on with part 2.
Okay, now something else to keep in mind is when you get salt blocks and mineral blocks for your goats, make sure that you select the right product. If you're in any doubt, ask your veterinarian or the sales associate at like Tractor Supply or Co-op. Make sure that you get the right thing, because what can help one animal may kill another, and you don't want that happening. What might be okay for a goat might not be all right for a sheep, and it may kill your sheep, and you don't want to lose your livestock.
How much you feed your goats depends on how big your pasture or woodland is where you turn out your goats. With a large piece, you would feed them little grain. You can use the grain to call them over to you. For a small farm, you would need to provide grain and hay. In either case, mineral salt blocks and fresh water are essential.
And this is some of the medicines I would recommend having for your goats, just in case something ever happened. The first medicine is blue lotion. This right here is a great wound sealant and cover, great antiseptic to put on it, and you can put dressing over this to keep them from getting to it or anything. The great thing about having this is this has been used on our farm on cattle, on goats. You can put this on small animals even if you needed to protect them on a wound. But now if it's a deep wound, you definitely want to get them to a vet. But next one is alcohol. I definitely encourage you to have some of this around. I mean, you're going to have this stocked up anyway for some first aid supplies, so that's going to be something great to have for your goats. Next, we've got some hydrogen peroxide. This is great for wound cleaning. Definitely, if you get your goats in some brush or anything and they get scraped up, definitely can put that on there and clean them up. Next is Illumise Shield. This is Aloe Shield. They also make this it's called Illumise Shield. And this is great to spray over a wound and cover it. It literally just makes a aluminum-looking cover over the wound, and it looks like you spray painted your goat. But the great thing about this is it's like a aerosol bandage. It's like just completely putting a liquid bandage over them. This is great stuff, and it will stick with the animal, and it'll wear off slowly and gently. It's really good stuff. I highly recommend. Next is some bandage wound dressing. This bandaging tape, it's really good stuff. It's sticky. It stickies to itself good and tightens back. I like it. Next is Penicillin. It's injectable. You can get this at your Tractor Supply, co-op, or veterinarian's office. Now, you need to keep this refrigerated, definitely. And the dosage, you need to make sure to read the instructions, consult with your veterinarian, and make sure you get the proper dosages for your goats. Next, we have needles. This is Producer's Pride that I use on our farm, and you can get these at your local Tractor Supply or your co-op veterinarian office. And then, of course, you're going to need the needle, the other part of the needle, the syringe. Now, the needle tips, I would encourage you to get 3/4. Something else to keep in mind is you want to worm your animals from time to time. You want to make sure to give your goats some wormers so that they stay good and healthy, because they will get worms if you don't keep them wormed. Is there anything else you want to add to it, Nick?
Make sure that you have hoof trimmers, because that's part of the maintenance, is keeping their hoofs trimmed so they don't get infection or anything like that through their hoofs.
We hope you enjoyed Introduction to Goats. Thank you.
To raise healthy goats, visit the website in the description box below for more guidelines.